I think it's going to change the entire educational system for the better. I think truly for the better. Every kid in a classroom, traditional schooling is built for the masses. It's not necessarily built for people that have short attention spans or people who are auditory learners or people who are visual learners. It's just built for what works for the majority of people. And that means sometimes people can get disadvantaged by the school system. If we are having a teacher who's teaching a concept and then you can build a profile, almost like the background instructions of a Claude or a ChatGPT, to understand how this student prefers to learn. These days, Claude and ChatGPT can generate beautiful looking diagrams and flowcharts to help you understand topics. I think this is going to do wonders for all of those who don't learn in a traditional manner, who weren't always getting the same experience that people who fit the profile of what schooling was meant for even better. And I think that's amazing because everyone deserves a right to an education, and not just an education that everyone gets, but an education that's custom to them.
I think that's a great thing to close on in terms of, right, you probably have a sense of how you learn best if you are one of our podcast listeners. I'm sure you've been through some level of schooling. You've probably had teachers who made a big impact on you because they taught you something in a very specific way, right? And you say, hey, I remember everything I ever wanted to know. Like I took a random biblical heritage class in college because I went to Boston College. We had to take some type of theology course, and I learned more than I ever wanted to know about biblical heritage and archaeology from a professor who was just super interesting in the way that he taught it, right? I'm sure we all have a story like that where I remember everything about some random topic because the teacher that I had teaching that topic did a certain thing or taught me in a certain way. And I think it's super important to double tap on the fact that we all learn differently, to Matt's point. And if you know how you learn, not only can you have ChatGPT or Claude or whatever other LLM you're using explain things in analogies and metaphors that you understand, but you can have it teach in a way that you understand. Just Matt and I like being at my computer and kind of having this banter. Matt likes to be out walking and talking. Maybe you like visuals or diagrams. Maybe you need to do something more tactile, like taking quizzes and getting immediate feedback on whether your answers are right or wrong. These tools can build you an interactive quiz application, and you can click through and test your knowledge. Whatever method works best for you in terms of how you learn, you can recreate that method for any topic that you're either confused about, just more interested in. And I do believe my final metaphorical, or I guess philosophical point here is I believe people learn best when they are doing it in a way that is, one, conducive to the way that they learn, but B, is interesting, right? So
Mm-hmm.
if you can make learning interesting, it's not that you're bad at school. It's not that you aren't smart or that you don't like to learn things. You probably have just been forcing yourself to learn things in a way that doesn't align with what helps information actually make sense to you. And imagine just how much better off you'd be in life. Did you enjoy that episode of Mostly Humans? If you want more of this riveting content, you can subscribe here or anywhere else you get podcasts. P.S. Rumor has it that it's totally free. Thanks, everybody.